Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 7th annual Under Ballou Skies Golf Classic and Party, all to benefit the ALS Association of Texas. You are in the right place. This is the Party with a Purpose, our virtual event. As we said last year, and we'll say again this year, we really do hope this is our final virtual event and we can all gather in person next year to celebrate our ALS patients, as well as our honoree, Sarah Durand, who you'll meet in just a little bit. We celebrate her this weekend, and we celebrate all of our ALS patients as we continue to fight for that cure. My name is Bob Ballou. I'm the sports director over at CBS Austin. But more importantly to me, I am a board member of the ALS Association of Texas, and I'm proud to put on this event for a 7th year. I can't believe it's already been 7 years as we continue to try to fight for that cure for ALS. You know, ALS is a disease that robs people of the ability to walk, to speak, to breathe, to even move. And the average diagnosis for a person diagnosed with ALS is just 2 to 5 years. So that's why we're fighting so hard for that cure. The ALS Association of Texas provides local crucial care services for our patients, advocates for those patients across the country, especially in Washington, D.C., as well as investing in research so that one day we can find that cure for ALS. Now, tomorrow, obviously, we'll be out at Avery Ranch Golf Course as we, for the 7th year, hold our annual golf tournament. The first year of this event, all it was a golf tournament on a Monday, and we've turned this into such a special event across the board, so we're so excited for tomorrow. But for tonight, you guys have gathered for the Party with a Purpose, and you have your basket of goodies, your food, and your drinks. We're going to introduce you to those drinks in just a second with a special happy hour presentation. But first, before we get started, we need you guys to go to ballougolf.com. When you get there, just click on the registration link and then click Start, and you can register for our online auction. We have some incredible gifts this year and some incredible auction items, I should say. But click Start to register, and this is important because as we go throughout the night, we're going to need you on board. This is an interactive event, an interactive night for us, and we want you guys on board. Just go to ballougolf.com, B-A-L-L-O-U golf.com to register there. Throughout the night, you can also text to give. That number is 366-283. You're just going to text ALSTX to 366-283 if you want to give as we go throughout our program tonight. We're going to kick things off with that happy hour. We're happy that Real Ale Brewing is back on board with us, and the great Justin Buchanan is introducing us to your drink tonight, as Real Ale Brewing is introducing its new Real Seltzer, and we're excited to have Justin on board. He's going to give us that perfect cocktail, and you can find all the ingredients in your Party with a Purpose basket.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Justin Buchanan with Real Ale Brewing, Real Seltzer, and Real Spirits. Before we get started, I just wanted to say that here at Real Ale Brewing, we are very honored and proud for the second consecutive year to be a sponsor of the ALS Under Ballou Skies Golf Classic at Avery Ranch, in correlation with ALS Texas organization. Donations and sponsorships such as ours are an invaluable asset to getting patients and families the day-to-day care that they need, as well as working towards the overall goal of finding a cure for ALS. That being said, let's go ahead and jump on in. What we're going to start with and what we're going to create today is hopefully an easy and creative recipe that you can enjoy over the summer, featuring one of the new arms of our company, Real Seltzer. Real Seltzer is real ingredients. It is 1 sugar, 2 carbs, and 99 calories, and made right here in the heart of Texas, Blanco. It is family owned, independently operated, and we are proud to represent this community and to launch this seltzer here and to create something new that you guys can enjoy if you guys are getting tired of just drinking the same old thing by the pool every day. So let's just jump right in. This is going to be super easy, super refreshing, and you're going to be able to crush it by the poolside all summer long. First things first, we're going to start with some ice. There we go. We're featuring our melon cucumber. This is our standalone 6-pack, also available in our variety pack. But seeing as how this one is available on its own, we want to go ahead and make sure that we have something that we can feature specifically with this product. And there's a lot of awesome things you can do with melon cucumber. But specifically, this summer cocktail is going to involve ginger ale, and then if you have a little bit of something extra, we can add some pomegranate juice at the end to kind of make it pretty and spice things up a little bit. Not necessary, but certainly adds a beautiful flair. So all we're going to do is we are going to add mostly Real Seltzer melon cucumber. It's going to be a little bit fizzy, as it should. And then ginger ale. Ginger ale, for those of you who have the VIP package, this should come stock inside of your basket. And makes a great mixer for almost any mixed beverage that you can concoct, but specifically this one, as it adds just a hint of refreshing ginger. It's going to change the game a little bit and offer a different flair. There we go. Nice and easy. Now, if you want to add pomegranate juice, again, not necessary, but certainly adds a beautiful flair that we love in Texas. Let that cascade down, and we can call that a Texas sunrise. Now for a garnish, we're going to take a small cutie orange right here. Now what you want to do to make the garnish in a pinwheel, never cut it straight down the middle here. We're going to turn it over on its side, because if you don't do that, you're not going to get that pretty pinwheel that you want. Look at about 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch thick. Then we're just going to cut it down to the middle, creating that beautiful pinwheel, and right on the side. There you go. Nice and easy, and something different that you can chill by the pool and enjoy that might spice things up as far as creating something different than just drinking seltzer out of a can all summer long. Variety's the spice of life. We love to do different things, and this is a great way to do that. I'd like to also mention that at Real Ale Brewing Company and behind those doors, we are cultivating some of the most innovative and delicious beers, seltzers, and spirits in the market today. However, we do want to reemphasize in that we ask everybody to drink responsibly and stay safe out there this summer. Thank you very much, and cheers.
Now, all I want to do is hire Justin as my bartender to make me another Texas sunrise. Now, he used the melon cucumber. I've actually got the peach pomegranate in here. It's good stuff. You're going to need that by the pool or wherever you are this summer. Thank you to Real Ale Brewing Company. Thank you to Justin Buchanan for all that you're doing to make this event special. Go enjoy a Texas sunrise. Now that you've registered at BallouGolf.com, you're ready to go get into the auction items as well. You can look through those as we're going through our program tonight. But now we're here to kind of tell you about our community, about our ALS community and the people that you are impacting tonight by making any donation that you make. I joined the ALS Association of Texas board back in 2014, and in 2015 we created this event, the Under Ballou Skies Golf Classic and Party. Now back then it was just a Monday golf tournament. We've turned it into a Friday golf tournament and a Friday night event in a normal year. Tonight obviously we're having our Party with a Purpose virtually on this Thursday night, but we're excited for both. To this point, in our 7 years or 6 years up to this point, we've raised more than $500,000 for the ALS Association of Texas. But there is so much more work to be done, and that's why our passion and our efforts go toward this every year. I would like you at this time to learn a little bit more about the ALS Association and those people that you're impacting.
Nobody survives ALS, and so we need to find a cure as fast as we can.
Being engaged in a clinic team that's supportive of research really helps to facilitate the big picture or the vision of trying to get drugs through trials and move research forward to find a cure. The multidisciplinary clinic is designed to be a one-stop shop. Rather than a patient having to go to 10 different providers for care to address all their different needs, we actually facilitate that by having patients come to one place and see all of those specialists in one location in one afternoon.
So by the end of the day, the patient has had all their needs met in a way that they couldn't if you spread it out over several weeks.
Even patients with insurance sometimes can't afford to purchase equipment, and a lot of equipment isn't covered by insurance. And so to have access to loan bank equipment reduces a tremendous burden financially on our patients.
I need something, I don't worry. I call and they deliver. Not only with answers, they come to your door so you don't feel alone.
They also provide support groups. So a lot of our patients feel very isolated, very desperate, and so by attending support group meetings, they learn a lot about how to cope with their disease. They develop incredible friendships with other patients and families.
Basically, this became family to us.
When you're in the situation, you know, it just means so much.
ALS doesn't have to be this scary, dark entity in your life.
It's made a world of difference, not just the equipment or clinic, the support.
The greatest need is for people to understand how they can be of significant help as we on the front line take care of patients every day of the week with ALS.
I'm not going anywhere. I have a voice, I have a agenda, and I'm excited to show you why this is important and why this is going to make a difference, if not for me, then for someone else.
As you can see, the ALS Association of Texas makes a great impact on all of our patients as we continue to go to find research. Everything that we're doing right now is making a huge impact as we continue to find that cure, fight for that cure for ALS. A lot of sponsors made this event possible tonight and make this event possible every year. And we want to run through some of those sponsors and really let you understand who's making some of that big impact for our ALS patients across Texas. And I want to start with our good friends at Cobb Mechanical Contractors. They jumped on board with us literally from day one when we started this event. Brian and Cammie Cobb, Chris and Megan Cobb, Tim and Mary Cobb, and the entire Cobb family. We are so grateful for you and everything that you do to make this event possible. They are our cocktail hosts tonight. I'm sure they are enjoying a Texas sunrise or two as well. Our hole-in-one ballers this year include Jennifer Lewis from Keller Williams. Jennifer's dad is an ALS hero of ours. He had PLS, and we continue to fight for Jennifer's dad and everyone else that's an ALS patient. Waterloo Plastering, James McKinney. Thanks, James, for everything that you do every year to be a part of this. Strobel and Associates, LLC, Brian Strobel and the entire Strobel family. We're all fighting for Pete, Brian and Ben's dad, and we're just so thankful for everything that you guys do to make this event possible. Lance Jones and Jones and Spross are a hole-in-one baller this year. Again, thank you guys for coming back to support our event. Curtis Roberts and FD2S. Curtis is a great man doing some great work for the ALS Association, and we're so grateful for Curtis and FD2S for all that they're doing. PGA Tour Superstore is on board with us this year. How great is it to have a golfing partner, not just for our golfing event, but for our ALS patients as well. Thank you to Gabe and Jeff and the entire crew over at PGA Tour Superstore. And Brock Perslow and Humana. Thank you, Brock, again, for coming back and being a part of this event. Brock's a really good golfer, so we can't wait to see what he does tomorrow. Albatross Ballers include the Addison Group and Bridgepoint Consulting. Jay and Nikki Houston, happy anniversary to those two. It's their anniversary today. We know they are out celebrating tonight, and we are thankful for everything they do for us. Lowy Law Firm is on board with us this year. Thank you, Adam Lowy, for everything you do and getting involved with us this year. It's a new partner, and we're excited about that one, as well as HSG Incorporated. Daniel Cromus hopped on board with us this year as well, and we're excited that Danny's on board with us, and Mark Barato as well. Mark's been a part of this for a long time. Thank you to the Barato family for all you're doing. Real Ale Brewing Company, you've seen them, Justin Buchanan and Christy Buchanan, and the entire Real Ale Brewing Company. We're thankful that you're on board with us again, and we continue to enjoy those Texas sunrise. John Bonin, the Bonin family, back on board again as well. John, really thank you for all you're doing and making this a wonderful event. Xander Blunt and Prime Lending, thank you, Xander, for everything that you've done. Tony Brody and Keller Williams. Tony's one of my best friends in the world. I'm so grateful for everything Tony does. And Tony is just another big part of this tournament and why it's so successful over the years. And Real Seltzer, a new part of the Real Ale Brewing Company. You're tasting that if you're having your Texas sunrise right now, enjoying the melon cucumber or the pomegranate peach. We hope you're enjoying those as well. And then our Eagle Ballers at 2,500 with Mobility Works. Thank you, Mobility Works, for being a part of it. We can legitimately not thank our sponsors enough, because to this point, we have already raised more than $100,000 for this particular event, the 7th annual Under Ballou Skies Golf Classic and Party. When we started this event 7 years ago, I was hoping to raise $1,000. So where we are now is just incredible. And to tell us more about the impact this makes across the state of Texas with all our ALS families, we welcome in the Executive Director of the ALS Association, Tanner Hawkinsmith. And Tanner, I know it's been a challenging year for everyone across the board, but can you take us through some of the numbers that have helped really impact our ALS families?
Yeah, Bob, but before I do that, I just want to say a huge thank you to you for the past 7 years and your amazing support that you provided to people with ALS and their families, and to everybody attending this event. 2020 was a challenging year for everyone, but it's because of the generosity of people who attend events like this that have made it possible for us to still be extremely successful and make a huge impact on people with ALS. In 2020, our chapter served more people with ALS than we ever have before. Over 1,200 people living with ALS received quality care through all of our different programs. throughout the year, as we began to pivot the way that we deliver on our services, we implemented over 160 different virtual support groups, workshops. Over 1,600 people attended those throughout 2020. We were able to make a huge impact. And last year alone, with one of our most used programs that we have, our durable medical equipment program, we loaned out over $1.4 million worth of equipment that provided a higher quality of life to people with ALS and their families.
That's just incredible. And those numbers are really impactful, and they're staggering in so many senses for what we can do for our ALS patients. You probably won't hear us talk about anything more than you'll hear find a cure, find a cure, find a cure. And we continue to pour money into research. We continue to make great strides in that research. But Tanner, there are other things that are happening for our ALS families, especially in legislation. Can you take us through a little bit of that?
Yeah, so our legislative priorities that we had this past year, we thought it might be a challenge to get some of those pushed across the finish line. But of course, the champions of this cause, our ALS community, came together. We brought in, I believe, close to 20 different families across the state of Texas to get on the phone, to meet with legislators on Capitol Hill. And we were able to be a part of a movement that passed the Social Security and Disability Act for ALS, providing direct support. So if you're diagnosed with ALS, you have no waiting period now, and you can get direct access to your Social Security and disability benefits, which is a huge deal for people living with the disease. Not only that, but we're able to double the amount of federal funding we received for our ALS research project at the Department of Defense. And that's a big push forward in finding crucial treatments for this disease. Not only that, but we're able to continue to expand, and we funded over 169 research projects worldwide. We started new programs, and it's all because of generous people like you have at Blue Golf.
Well, and it's also because of the hard work you put into this. So we're so grateful for everything that you do. Tanner Hawkinsmith, the Executive Director of the ALS Association, thank you. And we will bring you back here in just a little bit as we continue on in our program. All right, our goal tonight is for $50,000 more for our Texans with ALS. And we truly believe with your help, we can get there tonight. So how are we going to do that? Well, we have that silent auction with so much local flavor. We have luxury getaways and some really great experiences for you guys to enjoy. So again, just head over to BallouGolf.com and click on that registration. And once you do, you can register for our silent auction and click start once you get there. And it's a pretty easy registration, pretty painless. And then the other way to donate, of course, tonight is through the Text to Give program. And all you have to do is donate to 366-283 and just put in ALSTX. Again, 366-283 to ALS or ALSTX to that number. Just a reminder, you can bid on our silent auction until Saturday at noon. We started this and opened it up on Tuesday. We're giving everyone a little extra time until Saturday at noon. So if you want to keep bidding and try to get that item that you really want, you can do that. We're going to feature some of our winners on Monday night on CBS Austin. So we're excited to do that as well. And we'll tell you some of those winners. And you may be able to see a few of those before then, but we're excited to announce some of those Monday night on our 6 p.m. show. All of the funds we raise for the ALS Association of Texas go to Texans living with ALS and their families. And to give you an idea of just who you're helping when you donate to the ALS of Texas, we are so excited this year to honor Sarah Duran. Sarah is our ALS honoree for the Under Ballou Skies event this year. Now, as you may know, the majority of those affected, the majority of those diagnosed with ALS are usually 55 years or older. Sarah is 39 years old. And we're so excited to welcome Sarah in and talk to her about her experience so far as she battles ALS. Sarah, thank you so much for being a part of this tonight. And we're so excited you're here. You look beautiful. Can you give us a little perspective of how your journey started with ALS?
Yes. Well, before COVID, I was a massage therapist at 2 different resorts. I was a very active person, paddleboarding. I loved going down to Town Lake and walking my dogs. I have a really close relationship with my father. I go visit him at the coast all the time. I recently got engaged, just have a lot going on. And then my mother passed away from breast cancer, and I used to do a lot of breast cancer runs here in Austin, and I had never even heard of ALS or seen any rhetoric or shirts or hats or pins or anything for it.
Yeah, that's such a familiar story. I mean, I think so many people are in that same boat of we keep learning about it. I mean, obviously the Ice Bucket Challenge was maybe a big step for the ALS Association, but so many people just still don't know, and that's why we're doing so many of these things. What kind of impact has the ALS Association of Texas made on you?
Well, they've helped me get started with disability. I mean, I can't go work anymore, so I had to get put on disability and Medicare. I had to be on Medicare to go see the right specialist here to get my third opinion of being diagnosed with ALS. And the ALS Association has helped walk me through all of that, which has just been so helpful because it was really overwhelming. They've also helped me with equipment. I've had to, rearrange my whole living space and raise furniture and get different furniture. And they provided me with walkers and other resources on where to find what I need.
I know you listed a lot of reasons there, but why do you think people tonight should support the ALS Association of Texas?
They're just really there for me, and they're there to connect me to other people. There's not a lot of people my age, and they've given me support groups. They've connected me with people all over the United States, so that I can have support. They help with equipment, which becomes very expensive. And so that's really good. They also advocate for me and just are a voice for me.
No doubt. All of those things ring so true. Is there something you miss the most? Are there things that you miss the most since your diagnosis?
I would say just being active. I still enjoy, me and my fiance, we still cook together all the time and still try to enjoy life, to the fullest. But I would say just being able to move around and be an active person like I used to be. It's tough, when you're using a walker to get everywhere, and just opening doors is even a challenge whenever I go somewhere. Just little challenges kind of add up.
Well, Sarah, congratulations on your engagement. Just know that we are all fighting for you. And at this time, we'd love to make a toast. I've got this lovely Texas sunrise here, but a toast to you, Sarah, a toast to all of our ALS patients as we continue our passion and our fight to find that cure for ALS. We love you, and we're so grateful that you're agreed to be our honoree this year. And we're just excited to celebrate you tonight and tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, that's Sarah Durand. Again, everybody just raise a glass, because we are so grateful for Sarah. We're so grateful for all of our ALS patients as we continue this great fight. So we're so grateful that Sarah shared her story, and we want you to grab your phone. You can text to give at this time. You can get on that auction site and at belougolf.com and go through some of those auction items. But again, 366-283 is the donate spot. ALSTX to 366-283. This is your chance to support Texans and ALS families, all the families across the state, as we become unified with them as we try to find that cure. I'd like to welcome Tanner back to talk a little bit about what your donations will mean tonight as we continue to fight for Sarah and all of our ALS patients. And Tanner, let's talk about the ALS Association donation levels. At the $10,000 level, there's so many things that happen for an ALS patient. Can you start there and just tell us, if someone were to donate $10,000 right now, what that might mean?
Yeah, Bob, $10,000 makes a huge impact for us to be able to continue to expand our clinic delivery service that we provide statewide. Our clinics are a foundational piece of how we provide service and expand research in the state of Texas and really nationwide. Our clinics are a one-stop shop for a person with ALS. They can receive all their disciplinary care there, and it's also where they get access to clinical trials. And so this not only helps us provide existing clinical care, but we're really looking to expand into more remote areas so we can ensure that everybody in Texas has access to a quality ALS clinic. And so a $10,000 gift makes a huge impact and makes us push farther to make clinic access a reality here in Texas.
And if you feel that in your heart, please give that $10,000 right now. Those clinics are foundational for everything that we're doing. Tanner, how about the $5,000 level as we take a step down? What would that mean at the $5,000 level?
Yeah, Bob. So $5,000 makes a huge impact and the emotional support for people with this disease. So one thing that when people go through ALS, they need to share that experience. And with ALS, throughout the state of Texas, we have support groups now virtually and hopefully soon to be back in person. We bring the community of ALS together regionally, and people can share their experience. They can get guidance from medical and discipline professionals about how to care for ALS. And so $5,000 allows us to provide that support group care statewide to everybody with ALS in the state of Texas. And so it makes a huge impact on the emotional well-being and support of our Texans living with ALS.
And certainly all of these levels make a huge impact. What does a $2,500 gift mean to the community?
Yeah, so $2,500 to our community makes a huge impact into one of our most used programs we have here in Texas, which is our equipment loan program. As you heard Sarah talk about, as the disease progresses, people with ALS need different types of sophisticated equipment. And it's expensive. And as you can see, we were able to loan out over $1.4 million of equipment last year. So $2,500 gifts allows us to buy a lift so someone can have more freedom in their home, a wheelchair, a transfer chair, all these different types of equipment. Helps us keep it stocked, helps us get delivered and maintaining that equipment statewide, and really makes a huge impact in one of the most used programs with our chapter.
And just a reminder, again, these are the $10,000, $5,000, and $2,500 levels. And we know that's a lot of money, but the impact that you can make with those amounts of money is just so great. So text ALSTX to 366-283. Again, 366-283. Just text ALSTX if you're willing to make one of those donations. Let's step down to that $1,000 level now, Tanner. What does that $1,000 level bring?
Yeah, so $1,000 allows us to create more workshops and sustain our current workshops. I'm really excited. Just last week, we started a meal prep workshop for caregivers where they can log online and learn how to prep meals for their loved one with the disease. And so this is something we were able to start. And it's because of generous donations like this. So $1,000 pushes us forward, lets us do more workshops, have more creativity, bring in more professionals, and support workshops like we did last week. And so that's something that's really important. Education and information to people living with the disease and their caregivers is paramount to giving them control back.
Let's cut that $1,000 level in half. What does $500 bring, Tanner?
Yeah, so $500 allows us to support one of the most forgotten groups in the ALS journey, and that's youth and children. Our youth and children are one of those that become secondary caregivers, whether it's to a grandparent, an aunt and uncle, or even their own parent. And so this provides us the ability to sustain our current programs that we have and to build new. And so we provide virtual support groups, trainings, online trainings, and hopefully, again, in-person trainings. So when somebody's dealing with this disease and they're a child or a youth, they begin to understand it. We started a series called Family Talks this year, where we bring in professionals and they're able to talk to children about ALS, what it means, and make it less impactful to them on a daily basis, and they feel like they have some control. And so a $500 gift allows us to continue to make the impact with that forgotten group within the ALS journey, our children and our youth.
And we continue to see those donations roll in. We're so grateful to all of you who are donating right now. Again, 366-283 is that text to give number. Just text ALSTX to 366-283. Tanner, finally, that $100 level. Every single donation means something big for the ALS Association of Texas. What does that $100 level mean?
Bob, it means hope. One of the things that we speak all the time in our ALS community is that there is hope on the horizon, that one day we will see an end to ALS. And $100 allows us and continue to push forward that hope, that we can push finding a treatment and a cure for this disease across the finish line. And so your $100 gift shows a community that you may not be connected with, that people outside the community also believe that there's hope. They're standing shoulder to shoulder with them in the fight against ALS.
Tanner, thank you for all you're doing for the ALS Association of Texas. That's Tanner Hawkinsmith, the Executive Director. Tanner, we are so grateful for you and everything that you do. You can donate on any of those levels. Again, $100 all the way up to $10,000 or more if you wish. And you can do that at our text to give number, ALSTX to 366-283. Again, we're so grateful to all of you. We do want to thank Curtis Roberts. Again, with FD2S, Curtis Roberts does so much. And we're thankful for Curtis and his donation. John and Nicole Rivas made a donation as well. Thank you to John and Nicole. And we want to thank Mark and Jill Lonis. All of you are doing amazing things, and we're so grateful for all of you for your donations as we go through our program tonight. Remember, our silent auction will be open until noon on Saturday. We started it on Tuesday. It's going to run until Saturday at noon. There's so many great items in there. If you like golf, if you like luxury getaways, we have all kinds of different items. There's a signed Jordan Spieth hat if you want to hop in there and try to get that one. There are so many great things that we have in our auction this year, and we hope you'll go over to BallouGolf.com and register there, and then click the start button, and you can just get registered for that online auction as we move forward. We want to thank our committee members for making this incredible night possible. There are so many people that have made this night and tomorrow with golf possibility this year. We want to thank all of them, from Zenda Bennett to Christy Buchanan and Justin Buchanan, Clinchy, Sean Clinch, thank you for all you're doing, Cammie Dato, Jennifer Lewis, Matthew McDowell, Kelly Requad, Nicole Rivas, Jamie Vaughn. We are so grateful to each and every one of you for all that you're doing. And I want to give a special thank you to everyone involved with the ALS Association, but the two people that I've worked most closely with in making this event happen this year, Ann Dooley, who really stepped in to fill a need late in the process, and Michelle Miller, who for 6 years we built this event together. We're so grateful to both of you, and Jill as well. All of you are doing amazing work in making this event happen, and I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you and our committee for making this event possible. Finally, a thank you for joining us this evening, and as we continue to unite with Texans families with ALS, we just want to say thank you to all of you for donating tonight, for being a part of this program. We hope you enjoyed the food and drinks with that Party with a Purpose basket. Thank you to Real Ale Brewing for the delicious Texas Sunrise. One final toast for the Texas Sunrise and for everything that they're doing. So let's raise a glass. Cheers to everything that you guys have done. Thank you for your support and making all of this work possible. And one day we are going to find a cure for ALS because of wonderful people like you. Thanks for being a part of it. We'll see you tomorrow out on the golf course. Have a great night, everyone.